Hi guys, I'm Avocado Pit, and today we're going to be discussing about 3 things that low elo players do that high elo players never do. These things tend to negatively impact your games and are best avoided even in low ranks. If you can learn to avoid them, not only will it help you to win more games, but it will also prepare you to play in high elos. Before we begin, don't forget to like the video if you find it useful, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe to the channel because it's free to do, and it will help me a lot as a small YouTuber. I do stream on Twitch, so if you want to check that out, feel free to visit my Twitch and my other socials, link will be in the description. Without further ado, let's get started with the video. One of the most common mistakes that low elo players do is that they tend to make a lot of noises that gives away their location. This usually becomes an issue mid-round or after planting the spike, where people are already all over the map and are less predictable. In this scenario, stealth can be a powerful tool. But low elo players tend to give up their advantage by making loud footsteps and basically alerting the enemy of their position. Here's a clip from one of my games that demonstrates how it would seem from an enemy's perspective when you don't try to be sneaky. One backside.
Last player standing.
One backside, one elbow.
One enemy.
Okay, elbow. You got this, Avocado. Clutch. If you lose this shit.
CT.
What's he doing?
Ooh, the flick.
Stick it, yep, ease it.
Go. Wins. Oh man.
As you can see, if you don't learn to walk silently in certain scenarios, you can easily put yourself in a disadvantage. It will seem as if the enemy has wall hacked, when in reality, they just heard your footstep. Another common mistake that people do is that they tend to take out their abilities in the open. Most agents have some abilities where they are required to take out and basically hold their abilities in their hands. In this situation, you become vulnerable because you don't have your gun out. I've seen a lot of times when people simply hold onto abilities while exposing themselves to open angles. What happens then is that when people peek or challenge you, you have no way to fight back and basically become a training dummy for them to kill. What you should do instead is to try to avoid exposing yourself when taking out abilities, or to properly time it so that you are reducing the time that you are exposing yourself when using abilities. The final issue that lower elo players like to make is basically aiming at the ground. It's a common issue in players who are new to FPS. I've seen this happen a lot in other FPS games like CSGO and Rainbow Six Siege. Aiming at the ground is bad because it forces you to move your mouse a lot more in order to try to kill a target when you see them. This is because the distance between the target and your crosshair is a lot greater. Most pros will suggest to keep your crosshair at height level, but in my personal opinion, you don't really have to go that far. If you are new to the game or if you find it difficult to do, an easier suggestion is to try to keep it at about chest height. This is a lot easier to do because it has a larger margin of error and is usually enough for gold elo and below. Another tip is to try to always aim at corners. I've explained this in a lot more detail in my aim guide video, so if you're interested, you can check that out. I'll be sure to link it in this video. That's it for this video. What do you guys think? Do you agree? What other mistakes do you think lower elo players make? If you want me to discuss any other topics in the future, be sure to tell me in the comment section down below. I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. That's all from me for now. I'll see you again in my next video.